don't know what mine is. That was I'm gonna forget about that one really fast. That was a tough game. We did not play well. Credit to UCLA, they're really good. I wouldn't be surprised if we're not in the Final Four. Coach Close has done an incredible job. She's built a really deep, good team that has. I don't think they have a lot of weaknesses. And they came out and they punched us, and we never bounced back. We had a run or two in us, but right after that, they stopped the runs, and we had a tough time scoring. We had a tough time moving the ball. They made everything tough for us, and they controlled the boards. The only good thing we did probably today was we turned them over. Then we couldn't convert. So just a tough one that we really have to forget right now. And I think if I look at the whole season, I'd say got killed by Stanford here, played a bad game at Oregon, and then these are our three worst losses of the year as far as performance. And they punched us. We could not bounce back. So they're just really good, and we played really bad. I think we were very tight. I don't know why we were so tight. It looked like we had the pressure to win, and we had no pressure, but we played with a lot of tension. So it happens.
Started from the jump.
I know. We've never started like that in my
Yeah.
career.
So do you have any idea what, I mean, was it just the emotions of the day or something like that?
I think Thursday took a lot out of us. That's not an excuse, but I think just mentally, like physically, obviously, of course, it was tough. But just working so hard and losing on the rebounds, I think just mentally that was tough. And the last couple of days, as Mary's been really down, and then she played like how she's looked the last couple of days. She played bad, and she put a lot of pressure. And I think that she just was super anxious and tight, and played played tight. So it was really reactionary and like a malaise the whole game. I think it was rough. And then like credit to them, every shot was altered around the rim. And I felt like they had 10 blocks. I looked at it, I was surprised it was only six. It really felt like it was a lot. And even when they didn't get block shots, it made us rush because her presence. Lauren Betts makes them really good and changes everything around the basket. But then when she was out, we still couldn't find ways to score. So what we needed to do was, and when we did it, we scored. Get ball reversals, like 3 reversals, and then score off of it because they sag in the paint, and then do those things. That's what we did against Stanford at Stanford. We weren't able to do that, and we scored, but I don't know why we couldn't do that consistently. We took a lot of contested shots where the ball stayed in the middle, and then they're just sitting in the paint. We couldn't really move them like effectively. We couldn't take advantage of their mismatches because they switched on balls, and I don't know why we were so like hesitant on those things.
Mentioned the takeaways for the season high 30 today. Talk about the
Wait,
resiliency.
what? Sorry, what's the what?
30 takeaways.
Oh, turnovers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was like, what's the takeaway? Yeah.
You should put the resiliency playing 10 more minutes 48 hours ago. And I think
Yeah, I think that is an excuse, but it's a reality. But we've been there all year, so I don't think physical fatigue was the huge factor. It might have been a part of the equation, but I think the mental fatigue was a factor because mentally we weren't able to do stuff that we normally do. Like they just freely move the ball, and we were so reactionary, and we've been fatigued all year. Like it's like we've been like this. So I don't think it was a physical. I think it was a mental stress and tightness and emotions. But some of the play, like I kind of knew as Mary would probably play like this because of how she's been the last. She's been down. So it was a struggle. Then defensively, we were like a step behind. Sorry. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, it was just like, but no one played well. Like Jada struggled, took tough shots, contested, just not off of rhythm. Courtney took some tough shots, but she did some good things. But like 3 for 11, 0 for 5, 3 for 9, like 1 for 10. Everybody was bad at the same time. Usually, one person kind of steps up. We could not get that one person. But credit to them because they made it hard for us, and they guarded us and they altered shots. So I mean, they strong armed us.
One good thing was Brea played 30 minutes for I think only the second time this year. Just being able to keep her on the floor and how important that is going forward.
It's really important, but I think she's got to get better defensively. Like if we keep her on the floor, she's got to be able to deny and trap and rebound better. But it was a growth. I mean, this is a moment she was smarter. She didn't get any stupid fouls. she got some fouls because of like the guards getting beat, but they weren't bad fouls. And she played so much smarter. So that is a growth, and we need her, and she's improving. It's just we had a tough time scoring. I mean, not one person had. We had one player in double, so Helena was 7-14, but no one else could score, and we are not going to win like that. Our game is 5 people in double digits. So Sky was in foul trouble, Isis was in foul trouble. Um, yeah, we just really struggled. Jada doesn't typically turn the ball over like she did today. Just yeah, it is tough, but I mean they made us play like that, so they're a good team. They're a lot better than we are right now.
Yeah, this is a different Arizona basketball team than we've seen in the past few weeks. But you guys turn the page quickly. You have a whole year, but now is really the time to turn the page.
Yeah.
It's one and done. What's your message as to why this team will be different in Vegas than what we saw tonight?
Yeah, because we've never played consecutive games like this, and whenever we've gotten beat, we've always bounced back with a win or a good game, except for we had that road trip where we lost a couple straight. But we've been able to kind of overcome and get better. I think we should feel confident against Washington. We know what to expect. They're not like they're not like Stanford. They're not like UCLA, USC. They're good, but it's different. I think we have struggled with size inside, and someone like Betts, Cameron Brink. We've struggled with big post players. Sorry. So I think that we have to do it. So there isn't like a wait and see because it's probably going to be the game that decides if we. I'm assuming, and I don't know. I think that's going to be the game that's a deciding factor of going to the tournament. And so we either step up or probably our season could be over. So I think that's what it is. And so I think we're going to see where we're at. We're going to see how we perform in a tournament type game. And it is a Pac-12 tournament, but like an NCAA tournament type game because that's how it's going to be like. And we have to step up and do it. The great thing is we've played great teams all year. So I think we're prepared. But if we perform like this, we will lose. We'll lose by 20. And Washington's playing really well. And they run hard off. They run an offense that's hard to guard. And Savia is playing really well. Schwartz is playing well. So we have to guard them. But I think we have more success without like a big inside. We've struggled when teams have had good bigs. If you think about like throughout the year, but so I think we'll step up. I don't think. Well, I know one thing for sure. We're not going to go 28% from the floor and 8% from the three. I don't think that'll happen. So, and as much as we shot around the rim, to only shoot 6 for 8 free throws, we were fading. That's what Lauren Betts does. She's like gives space, doesn't foul a lot, and blocks shots, and alters a lot of shots. So we won't be playing a player like that. Thank goodness.
So that sort of reminded me is that we were watching, especially the first half when we can see the game, when I can see
Yeah.
it, as opposed to over there. On offense, it reminded me of those games you used to play against Stanford. We call the trees, where just by standing there, she disrupts how you play. And
'Cause you think
service
about it.
shots, right? Instead of just going and playing your game. That's kind of odd. You guys haven't done that.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I don't know why that happens. I really don't. I think the other thing is too for us and the way we play is it's hard when as Mary isn't playing well because of a couple reasons. The first thing is as Mary spreads the floor, she can shoot the three, and you have to guard her on the perimeter. So when we go big and we play 2 5s, they don't guard Brea outside. And then she did a good job hitting a couple jumpers. But think about it, her 3 field goal attempts, 2 jumpers, which was good, and that 1 spin move. But it was hard to score. So when as Mary's playing well, it's like there's space for the guards to maneuver up pick and roll situations because like they have to guard her. When we go big, they don't guard. They're not guarding Isis outside, so it congests the paint, so the guards can't drive. And so we need Mary, and then rebounding. Like Isis was the only one really crashing, and then it's hard when we have only one player like on the boards. It's hard. You can't win a game like with the differential rebound 17-43. Like we're lucky we didn't lose by 40. So we need Mary to play well, and the other thing is Mary denies the ball well. So one of the keys today were a lot of their action goes to the post players. So denying their post and making their post catch up further is really important. But Mary is the post that can do that. Brea and Isis struggle a little bit with like the reversals because they're not used to denying. Like Mary's more mobile, so she can. So that affects like the handoffs and stuff with the elbow, which are hard to guard. So we need her to play better, and she will. Like they'll all play better. I think it's just a rough night, and everybody was off, and it's hard when everybody's off because you're trying to run offense, and it was like, whoa, I was sitting there like, damn, we can't make a shot, but you're gonna have games like that. Just unfortunately, it's right now, but it's also hard. We're playing like number 7 and 9 or 8 and 10, whatever the poll you're looking at, top 10 teams the last weekend. It's a rough weekend to end, and before you go in the tournament. So ideally, that's not the schedule I would put together. But 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 it is what it is. Like they're a better team right now. They should go. They should go deep in the tournament. So we really have to forget this game. If we dwell on it, we're gonna lose Wednesday. So we gotta forget about it. We gotta watch some film. But I'm really not gonna talk a lot about this game. I'm gonna show some corrective things, and then we're gonna go get better and move on. The good thing is we didn't play 50 minutes anybody, so we're not gonna be that fatigued. But just turn around, day off tomorrow, Monday practice, and then just like regroup and like get us feeling good again, like we were.
Obviously not the ending you wanted, but the last game of the Pac-12 era at McHale, your memories from this time, this.
Well, if you ask me right now, I'm like, thank God there's no Pac-12 anymore. That's my feeling right now. Like, thank God it gets easier, Jesus. But that's my feeling right this second. But I'm a Pac-12 person. Pac-10 when I played. I am from California, played at Arizona, love the Pac-12. Um, the West Coast without a major Power Five conference is unfortunate because everything is always Midwest, East Coast, and I think that hurts the West Coast. But I think that there's a new opportunity. I won't be crying about Stanford not being in my league, USC. Won't be crying about not facing Juju, who's like the best freshman in the country. I won't be sad about facing the trees of Stanford or UCLA. So I won't be crying about that. No, but seriously, I think it is fun playing the best teams. The unfortunate part for us at Arizona is right now we're young and we're down. So normally we're not. Normally I'm like, yeah, we're playing great. Normally I'm pushing for 20 games, like in the Pac-12. So it's just to be the worst we've been, like as far as depth and like younger, in the hardest year it's hard. But honestly, if you would have asked me a month ago, would we have won 8 Pac-12 games? I would have said, I would have been counting. I would have said that's rough. But we've done that. So I think for us, with what we've gone through this year, losing half of our scoring and starting 3 freshmen, the only team in the Pac-12 and one of the few in the country, and then to have the chance to make it to the tournament and hopefully win a game, make it. It is really incredible with this team. I think that would be a huge thing. Um, but I'm proud of this team. I know that we'll bounce back. I know we're gonna play good on Wednesday because we've always bounced back tough. And I'm gonna miss the Pac-12 obviously, but the positive thing for me is going to the Big 12. I think it's exciting. It's completely different. I honestly have not put thought into the Big 12 like the knowing the teams because I just am trying to survive in the Pac-12. But I think it's exciting for the city. They're gonna come out even stronger. We're already top on attendance because they want to see the different teams and they're not familiar with them. So I think there is a lot of excitement about transitioning over. I think it's going to be a totally different footprint for recruiting. I think it's going to be a totally different style. I think it's going to be officiated different, which I'm not sad about. But I think there's so many positive. I think no, they did a good job today. I love Lisa Jones, but I think it's just going to be a good change, and I think the conference gets way better for us. I mean, it was very hard this year, and that's disappointing too. I felt like the Pac-12 never got respect. Like it's never respected. I don't know how they're not talking about 8 teams in the tournament with the way our team is. They still are talking about 6 or 7, and it's like to me that's not even. I don't know how it's possible because our 7th place teams, 8th place teams would beat most conference 6th place teams, and that's a reality. So I don't know why I'm the only one that thinks that. Maybe because they're sleeping times like now when we're playing, and they don't watch enough. I think that's the reality. And I think that's sad for our game. But
You mentioned for Wednesday that potential win coming up on Wednesday.
and I'm not like a committee person. I don't talk to them. I don't look into that stuff.
But
It's
it's
just
a
my
big deal,
feel.
obviously, for
Yeah.
you guys. The last time you played multiple games in multiple days was the Bahamas, which you had a completely different roster.
Yeah.
Do you look at Wednesday as if Thursday doesn't exist at this point, and you
Yeah.
basically go to win that game, and whoever's left standing to play Thursday, if you do, you go that way, or do
Absolutely.
you have to balance it somehow?
No, you have to look because it's a one and done. So I wouldn't even like think like as a staff we'd prepare. Someone would be doing the scout and we'd be doing prep to have it ready. But I wouldn't even talk to, like, I would be preparing kind of, but I'm focused on Washington. If they weren't a good team, then, if you'd probably win that game, but like right now they're playing good and it's a hard game. So I think it's only talking about Washington, only focus on them and just not even looking ahead. And then you just kind of go as it is because there's going to be upsets too.
Does it help you're only 2 weeks removed from seeing them, obviously, in that overtime game that you
Yeah.
guys won? Is
Yeah,
that
but
good?
like there's so much stuff that goes on every day. Like they don't remember a lot. Like if you ask them like a month ago, how did we lose at Washington? They're gonna be like, they'll remember that. But it's like it feels like it's been longer. Um, I think that does help. We've also guarded Princeton action like all year with every team. So I think that we just remember, okay, they play really late into their shot clock, and I think the kids will remember that. But I don't think I think they just play. I don't think they're, like if like Isis played really well, so she's going to be really confident against them and want to do well. But I don't think that they like think, oh, it's only 2 weeks. So I guarantee they don't remember when it was because so many things happen, and it feels to me like we played UCLA and USC a month ago. It just feels like a long time because there's like so much stuff every day. So, but I think they're excited for the freshmen. It's their first Pac-12 tournament. They don't know what to expect, so they're going in. They're not afraid or anything. They're just like they don't know what it is, and so they just go out and like play. So I'm excited for us.
Good week like this senior night. If there's any extra energy or motivation from classmates like Jada, or anyone,
I think emotions.
like playing for the seniors?
Yeah, Jada was tearing up out there. At the end of the game. I think it's just you love your sisters. We have really good chemistry, a really cohesive unit that cares about each other, that has each other's backs. And when I was subbing Isis, and I wanted to make sure I gave that to her. I know that was annoying with the subs, but I wanted to get her in, get her out. Like that was important to me. At first I wasn't gonna be able to do it because it was only gonna be a second, so I was kind of glad the free throw happened. But they're gonna miss Isis. Isis is a connector. She's a great teammate. I hope that she changes her mind and comes back. And if she doesn't, like she'll still be a part of our family. But they really like her, and so they're gonna miss her. She's like their big sister because she's a grown woman, and they're youngsters. But she led them a lot. She taught them a lot, so they're sad. And then as Mary, they all love them. It's not like someone didn't like them. So I think it's sad. And then the Puello's been with me 5 years. So it's like it's sad. Sabo was a little bit emotional too about that because you pour so much into these kids. Sabo and I went over to Spain to recruit Helena really hard. He had been to Spain like multiple times and worked really hard. She didn't speak any English, and just she's changed so much. Her family is amazing. So when you lose kids like that, it's sad because you're like, can't you just stay 3 more years? And then as Mary's only been with us 2 years, I wish she'd have been here longer, but watching how much she's grown and matured and led our youngsters and played so hard and gotten better. She didn't play her best game the last couple games, but she's improved. And then Isis, it was just a short year. But she's helped us in so many ways. So I was hoping the crowd would be like, one more year really loud.
You got Brooklyn in.
Yeah.
So that was it. I know it was just a sub out so they could have their senior night, but
Yeah.
it was probably a good thing for her to just even get on the court to
Yeah.
feel what Mikkel feels like.
For sure. Yeah, because for her, I feel bad for her. She's just been thrown into the fire. But this having like more time this week's gonna help us kind of prepare her, teach her a few plays, let her kind of. She hadn't really been to practice. I think she's made probably like 2 practices because her class like couldn't change because she had that set, and she's a really good student. So it'll be good. She'll practice. She'll be on the road with us. I can at least get her a couple sets in case we need her for a few minutes here or there if there's foul trouble. Because she's actually a good player. She can shoot the three. She's strong. I think I'm excited to work with her the whole off season because she's better than any other walk on would be, and she's better than or just as good as a lot of freshmen that you'd recruit. So I think we can develop her. I really do. And she's 6'1", probably can shoot the three, and she's strong. So I'm excited to see what we can do with her because I think she can help. And Aaron's gonna get healthy. Monte is about to be cleared. I won't play her, but I think I'm optimistic about the future, and we're definitely not gonna have 7 or 8 players next year. I can guarantee that.
Yeah, so today's Saturday, I guess.
Yeah, no,
And you guys leave
Monday.
Monday and you play Wednesday. So do they get it? Is tomorrow their day off?
Yeah.
And then how do you work practice for the rest of until the game?
Yeah, so we'll tomorrow will be off, like mental physical break. It'll be like and they'll have massages and all that stuff. And then Monday, we'll practice here, then leave, and then we'll have like hour practices there, which the Pac-12 hasn't organized that. You know, the challenging thing too for the Pac-12 is it's like everybody's kind of transitioning. So I'm curious to see how the tournament's going to be because like there's going to be a lot of understaffing, and so that's kind of the part I'm a little bit because there's a lot of answers we don't have. I think it's kind of rough right now. So I'm curious to see how all that's going to play out because there's a lot of people that are losing their jobs or like have left. So I'm hoping it's good for the experience of the players. That's really important. We'll practice like an hour on Tuesday, and then it's go time Wednesday.